Okay, we'll just go through some of the tools that you need to do this job. Now, the first tool you'll need is a GM fuel line release tool. You can either use this one or you can use something like this. Last time I did it, this tool here, there wasn't enough room for it to get in, but I've never used this one. As you can see, it's still in the packet, so we'll see how we go. Next tool, just a rubber hammer, because you're working around fuel and there's going to be a bit of fuel spillage. You don't want to use steel hammer or create any spark, so I'll just use that and probably a bit of wood for the lock ring that holds it in. And the next tool is Phillips head screwdriver. That's a ratchet one that I've got there, but you can use a battery operated one if you want, but I'll just use that one. And last but not least, a chainsaw. Might come in handy. I'm only joking, you don't need a chainsaw. Okay, last but not least, and most important, new fuel pump. First thing I'm going to do when we get over to the car, I'm going to show you how to remove the tub liner. Easy way to get the tub liner out. Now, I do understand that 90% of you will already know how to do this, but like everything I do, I'll do it for the people who've never done it before. When I first bought one of these utes, had a tub liner in it, I freaked because I thought, geez, I'm going to have to pull all the side rails and everything out because they're tucked under the side rails, as you know. And I thought, I've got to undo all these bolts and take the side rails out, until I bought some parts off a bloke in Sydney and he showed me how to do it, and I thought, oh, thank God for that. So yeah, if you don't know, you'll be relieved when you see how easy it is. So that's all you need. There's probably going to be other tools I'm going to need. You know, I always have to run get something else. So, but we'll get over to the car and we'll get started. Okay, earlier on in the introduction, these are the tools I listed. Phillips head on the left, fuel line tool is next, the rubber hammer, and who put the chainsaw? I love that chainsaw, eh? But you don't really need the chainsaw, we'll get rid of that. Okay, no chainsaw. And also, I'm pretty sure that this fuel pump has a snap ring to hold it in, not the twist. Some of them got a twist fitting on the top, which is why I had the rubber hammer and I was going to use a bit of wood. But you're probably not going to need that, so we'll get rid of the hammer. Okay, so we're left with the screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, and the fuel line tool, but there's one more tool you're going to need because it is a snap ring fitting. It is a pair of snap ring pliers. I'll show you what I've got. These are my snap ring pliers here, but if you don't have these, you just use pointy nose pliers, which look like this. Okay, that's what they look like. This is probably a bit too big for a snap ring, or you can use a screwdriver. Whichever way you get your snap ring out is up to you. You probably, if you're going to go pointy nose pliers, you probably need a smaller set than this because they are too big to grab it, but they might still work, but I'm not going to use these, so we'll get rid of them. And I'm thinking this is all I'm going to need. So now I'll show you how to get the tub liner out. Okay, first things first, I'll just position this camera where you're going to be able to see, I hope. Hang on. And we're going to move the tarp. You've got to get the tarp out of the way and open the tailgate. So we'll do that. Alright, tailgate open. Tarp is out of the way, taking the bars out from the top. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to talk because the microphone's here on the camera. So the object is, you'll see what I'm doing, but you lift it up in the middle. You've got to lift it right up in the middle, and that pulls the sides out. Because of where I'm filming, and I've got the other car right here, I probably won't be able to pull it all the way up, but you'll get the general idea when you see what I do. So here we go. and that's it. You just pull it out. I'll tip it up on its side and I'll drag it out so you can see. Alright, so that's how you get your tub liner out. You just got to lift it right up high in the middle and pull the sides out first before you walk it backwards. You'll see it's pretty easy. Okay, now we get to the cover plate. Alright, the cover plate's held in by quite a few Phillips heads. So I've got the trusty old Phillips head. So this will probably be sped up. So we'll start removing. I think there's 22 screws. This one's pretty easy, but yours might be a bit harder to lift. You might need a screwdriver or something because I have sealer underneath. I'm not going to take it right out because I only need to get to the pump, so there's no need. So we can just stay there. Okay, next stage. Okay, here we are. As you can see, there's the pump. We will unplug the wires and we'll give the old trusty tool a go and see if I can get the lines off. There's only two. Sorry, hang on. I'm leaning on what the camera's on. I've also got a bucket because when you pull it out, it's going to have fuel everywhere. So just remember, no spark. Okay? You make a spark here, you might end up laying in your neighbour's backyard. So here we go. Alright, as I suspected, this U-Beauty tool will not fit in. There's not enough room and this piece here is actually stopping it. I'll just have one more go. Alright, that's a failure. I'm going to have to work out another way to do it. I'm going to get those the other fuel line tools that I showed you. Okay, the little plastic set, this little jigger, it works. I've just got one line off there. I'll just make sure you can see it, that one. Now we're going to go for this one. Alright, so now the problem I have is that won't even fit in because you can't get this around the pipe. There's not enough room to get this around the pipe and put it in. Let me pause it and I'll see if I can do it. Righto, I got it off. I just had to use a small flathead screwdriver. And in here you just push one clip back at a time and lift that up. That's the only way. Look, there's going to be a tool that'll do it. That's how I've done it. Okay. Disconnect your wiring. I'm not going to take the breather off. Oh yeah. Well, I think I will. Get it out of the way. Or I think I won't. No, I'm going to end up breaking something, so I'll leave that. They can go over there. Alright, so now you need snap ring pliers. I'll give you a look at the snap ring. Hang on to that, you don't get that with the pump. Alright. Okay, you can see what I did there. I'm just going to get a rag, so I'll stop filming for a sec. It is mandatory when you do this job, just like the fuel filter, you have to spill fuel all over the place. Okay, we'll just clean up a bit of fuel. Okay, now time for the new pump. Just going to undo it. It's got a bit of plastic around the float. Alright, so here is the pump. And I've just got to put the plastic spacer and the seal on. And we shall insert new pump with the float first, of course. Okay, so I'll try and get the seal in the right place. Or not. I think the seal should be inside of here. It doesn't seem to want to. No.
It's way too big for there. Right, the seal stays up here. Helpful if I had the snap ring. Hang on. I think I'm going to position the snap ring here. No, that's not right. Alright, before that falls in, is that going there? You think it would, but it really doesn't. Okay, I'm just going to pause it. I want to compare the seals to the old one. Alright, sorry about that. I had major dramas with this thing. The only way I can get it in is to take this plastic spacer out. And this is a Goss fuel pump. The seal was too big, so I had to use the old seal. That's why I couldn't get it in. And even after I did that, it was still a mongrel of a thing to get in. But as you can see, all I did was push down really hard on the top and work the snap ring underneath these things one at a time. And even then, like, it's still pretty tight. So I'm hoping it doesn't leak because it doesn't have the plastic spacer in it now. So anyway, I don't know what that spacer does, but it would not go in with it in. So what I'm going to do is probably drive around with this cover off for a while just to check it. Anyway, get back to these lines. So you just take them off. Not very happy because I thought Goss pumps were really good and end up having a drama like that. Okay, that's about it. That's all you do. Putting those lines back on, they just press on really easy. When you put your wires back in, I end up taking the breather off because I had so much trouble getting it on. But I've done this before, but I've never put a new one in. The one I just took out was the second-hand one I got from the wrecker, and it went straight in. I didn't have any drama with it like this. So, like I said, I just hope this doesn't leak, and that's how you change a fuel pump. I'm not going to put the cover back on. I wouldn't film it anyway because it's just a reversal of disassembly. And when you put your tub liner back in, you do exactly the same thing. You have to put it in the car. You've got to tuck the front of it underneath here, underneath your back window section. And you just lift the middle of it up until you tuck the sides in. It's just a reverse of how I took it out. Anyway, that was shit. That didn't go as well as I thought it would. And anyway, I hope this helps someone. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.